Good day everyone. Now I'm going to discuss to you the introduction to materials development. So what is materials development? It is a field that explores the concept and practices of language education materials design, implementation, and evaluation. And at the end of this lesson, you will be able to discuss what materials development and materials are, cite examples of language learning materials used in the classroom, point out the negative and positive trends of materials development, and lastly, you will be able to discover what should drive materials development. So let us define first what is materials. Materials can be anything that a language teacher uses to aid the student learning. There's a lot of materials that we can use both offline and online teaching. In language instruction, materials are crucial. Consider or just think what, what it would be like to learn without any materials. Maybe it wouldn't be that effective. It is really different if we had materials being used in language teaching. In addition, we can gain interest of the students in the learning. With that, there would be effectiveness. That's why we must be creative and resourceful in planning what materials our students need. So in making materials, we must make sure that it must be informative. Our materials should be informative, that it would inform the learner about the target language. Second is instructional, guiding the learner in practicing the language. Next is experiential, providing the learner with experience of the language in use. Next is eliciting, encouraging the learner to use the language. And lastly, the exploratory, helping the learner to make discoveries about language. So what is materials development? Materials development refers to the evaluation, adaptation, design, production, exploitation, and research procedures used by practitioners who create and use materials for language learning. So materials development is both a field study and practical undertaking. As a field, it studies the principles and procedures of the design, implementation, and evaluation of language teaching materials. Materials include anything which can be used to facilitate the learning of language. Next, what materials and tools do I need to study a language? Possible, the most useful tools there are for learning language are writing implements such as pens and pencils, and something to write on such as paper or a notebook. You can use them not only to make notes and lists of vocabulary phrases, but also to practice writing in your second language. There are different materials and tools available that we can use to aid the student in language studies, from dictionaries and language classes to MP3 players, a pocket translators. Remember, there are something for everyone. They can all aid you in different ways, and your language learning goals will influence which one are most available to you. So the teaching learning materials. The teaching materials includes pictures, posters, charts, objectives, films, videos, and so on. In learning materials includes worksheets, activity sheets, supplementary materials, reference materials, self-study units. Now let us discuss the language learning materials and tools currently available. First, the language courses. There are many different types of language classes available, such as textbooks, charts, flashcards, and worksheets. The audio ones includes videos, tapes, and DVDs. Next is the traditional courses. The traditional ones tend to consist of textbooks containing dialogues, exercises, notes on grammar, and maybe cultural information. Accompanying cassettes, CDs, and or MP3s are often available. So the examples of this type of course include the Linguaphone. Linguaphone, it is available for 100 languages and include all audio courses. Explores courses for those who just want to learn the basics, and in-depth courses for more serious students. Next is the Teach Yourself and Colloquial courses. These are similar and are available for a wide range of languages. They focus on teaching you everyday language and introduce you to new alphabets or other writing systems where appropriate. Is all audio courses. This type of course usually consists solely of cassettes or CDs, though some may also include a limited amount of printed material. All dialogues, exercises, instructions, and explanation are recorded, and the focus of this course is teaching you to understand and speak the language. Example is Pimsleur language courses. The best known audio courses, they are very good at teaching you authentic pronunciation and manageable amount of vocabulary. They also give you a good feel for the language you're learning. The Level 1 course is suitable for complete beginners, and more advanced courses are available for some languages. Next is the computer-aided learning. Various language courses are available on CD-ROMs and DVDs. Each course, if different, but they generally include dialogues, audio, exercises, and tests. Some include phrase books, dictionaries, videos, games, and provide online and telephone support. Sample of this type of course includes the Teach Me. It contains a CD-ROMs with vocabulary and grammatical exercises, as well as series of graded stories and talking dictionary. The text of all the stories is included in an accompanying booklet, and the vocabulary and stories are included on an audio CD. Next is the online courses. There are online language courses and lessons for just about every language you can think of. Many are free while others require a one-off payment or regular subscription. So there are considerable variation in quality and quantity for material available in each online course. Some of the free courses are excellent, while others are perhaps somewhat lacking in organization or accuracy. Next is the dictionaries. Dictionaries come in a number of formats including bilingual, monolingual, illustrated, electronic, and online. Pocket dictionaries are available as handheld units or as software. Handheld ones are portable, easy and quick to search, and often provide other functions such as text-to-speech, voice recognition, and speech synthesis, organizers, address books. Online dictionaries range from simple lists of words to sophisticated bilingual and multilingual dictionaries. Next is grammars. Grammars are useful reference tools and provide detailed information about grammar and usage. Some include exercises to help you practice the various aspects of grammar. Some language learners like to know exactly how the grammar and their second language works. To find grammars very useful. Others prefer to observe the grammar through immersion without studying it formally. Next is the phrase books. When visiting foreign parts, a phrase book can come in very handy. Phrase books that come with recordings of phrases are particularly useful as working out how to pronounce them from the written pronunciation hints is not easy. So, this book can be great asset of your language learning. It serves as a quick reference for useful words and phrases. Are portable, so you can study on the go, and often provide culture and etiquette tips that you just want to find in a traditional course book. Next is the flashcards. Flashcards are useful tool for learning vocabulary and grammar. If you look at them regularly, I found them particularly useful when learning Chinese characters. So flashcards, they might have characters, word, phrases, or sentences on one side and translation definition or notes on the other side. You can make them yourself or buy ready-made sets of cards. Next is the audiobooks. Listening to audiobooks in a language learning is a great way to improve your listening comprehension and vocabulary. If you can read printed version of books at the same time, even better. You could also use foreign audiobooks to learn a new skill or to learn about the subject interest you through the medium of your second language. Next is the recording devices. A recording device of some kind is a very useful tool to the language learner. You can use it to record conversation, radio programs, songs, classes, and lectures. Recording devices come on the form of tape recorders, mini disc recorders, MP3 players with voice recording facilities and dictation machine.